The launch pad sits bathed in blue twilight, its silhouette sharp against the vastness above. Flames roar as a rocket bursts skyward, trailing incandescent light into the darkness. Humanity's ingenuity reaching for the stars. But beneath this awe-inspiring spectacle lies a sobering question. If nuclear waste is so perilous, threatening lives and landscapes for millennia, why not simply send it into space? Out of sight, out of mind, forever beyond our reach? The idea is tempting. Yet, as we gaze upward, the answer is tangled in science, risk, and the limits of our technology. Tonight, we journey into a question that's haunted scientists and science fiction alike. Why don't we shoot nuclear waste into space? Beneath our feet, hidden in vaults and bunkers, lies a legacy of power: nuclear waste. It glows, not with the promise of energy, but with the peril of radiation, spent fuel rods, tarnished barrels, and concrete casks marked with the universal symbols of danger. What exactly is nuclear waste? When a nuclear reactor generates electricity, it splits atoms in a process called fission. This releases massive amounts of energy, but also creates leftovers, radioactive isotopes, unstable and unpredictable. Some decay quickly, losing their energy in days or years, but others linger, hazardous for centuries, even tens of thousands of years. Imagine a timeline stretching into the distant future, a single barrel of nuclear waste, still emitting invisible rays long after cities have risen and fallen, after languages and borders have changed. Plutonium-239, for example, remains dangerous for over 24,000 years. Cesium-137 and strontium-90, though shorter-lived, still threaten for decades. These materials can cause cancer, genetic mutations, and environmental devastation. They must be isolated, shielded, and monitored with unwavering vigilance. Given the challenge, the solution seems obvious. If the Earth cannot safely contain this waste, why not cast it into the void of space? Picture rockets, their payloads glowing with radioactive green, departing Earth's gravity. Their destination? The Sun, a fiery furnace capable of swallowing anything. Or perhaps deep space, where the waste would drift harmlessly among the stars, forever beyond the reach of human harm. On the surface, it's the ultimate fix, removing a toxic problem from our planet entirely. Science fiction authors have dreamed of this elegant escape, and the idea has surfaced repeatedly in real-world debates. But dreams collide with reality. Sending nuclear waste into space is fraught with enormous risks. Every rocket launch is a gamble, balanced against the forces of gravity, weather, and human error. History is littered with failed launches, rockets exploding in mid-air, scattering debris across landscapes, sometimes just seconds after liftoff. In the quiet aftermath of these disasters, the consequences would be catastrophic if the cargo were nuclear waste. Imagine, a launch goes wrong. Instead of being vaporized in the sun, tons of radioactive material rain down across the countryside, contaminating soil, water, and air. The fallout could poison cities, trigger mass evacuations, and render entire regions uninhabitable. Even the most robust containment systems might shatter under the force of an explosion. The risk isn't theoretical. Between 1957 and 2011, over 50 rockets carrying satellites and scientific instruments failed catastrophically. Each failure is a stark warning of what could happen if nuclear waste were aboard. Consider the Challenger disaster, the explosion of the Russian Nadalin rocket, or the fiery demise of the Falcon 9 in 2015. These events are reminders that rocket science, for all its progress, is never truly routine. Even a small chance of failure becomes unacceptable when the stakes are global contamination. Beyond risk, there is another barrier: cost. Launching anything into space is expensive. Each kilogram must be lifted beyond Earth's gravity well, requiring immense energy and resources. A single launch can cost tens, even hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, imagine the scale of the world's nuclear waste. Thousands of tons, accumulating each year from reactors around the globe. The price tag for sending it all into space would be astronomical, straining the budgets of even the wealthiest nations. For comparison, storing nuclear waste underground is far cheaper. Facilities like the Waste Isolation Pilot Plant in New Mexico or the Onkalo Repository in Finland use deep geological formations to shield waste from the biosphere. These solutions, while not perfect, are financially and logistically feasible. By contrast, launching thousands of rockets or designing gigantic spacecraft capable of carrying massive payloads would bankrupt industries and governments. The infrastructure alone would be a monumental undertaking, rivaling the cost of entire space programs. Given these realities, scientists and policymakers have turned their attention elsewhere. Instead of ambitious launches, the focus is on safer alternatives here on Earth. Deep underground storage is the current gold standard. Thick layers of salt, clay, and engineered barriers isolate waste from the environment, reducing the risk of leaks or accidents. Some countries are building vast vaults, more than half a kilometer below ground, designed to last for thousands of years. At the same time, nuclear recycling technologies are advancing. Some nations reprocess spent fuel, extracting usable materials, and reducing the volume of high-level waste. Advanced reactors, like fast breeders and thorium reactors, promise to burn waste more efficiently, transforming dangerous isotopes into less hazardous forms. While these innovations are not without challenges, they offer hope for a future where the nuclear waste burden is lighter and more manageable. What lies ahead? The future is uncertain, but full of possibility. Imagine advanced reactors that generate almost no long-lived waste, or revolutionary recycling methods that render radioactive byproducts inert in decades rather than millennia. Picture space elevators, gigantic towers stretching beyond the clouds, capable of lifting payloads into orbit with minimal risk and cost. Could we one day use such technologies to safely send nuclear waste into deep space, or even towards the sun? In the distant future, humanity may find ways to conquer the challenges that make space disposal so daunting today. Perhaps asteroid mining will provide raw materials for gigantic waste containers, or interplanetary disposal will become routine for a spacefaring civilization. But for now, the risks and costs are too great, and the threat to life on Earth too severe. As our journey ends, the Earth glows in the cosmic night, a fragile blue oasis in a sea of black. The question lingers: why don't we shoot nuclear waste into space? Because the danger outweighs the dream. Rockets can fail, budgets can break, and the consequences of a single mistake could echo for generations. Until humanity invents safer, more affordable methods, the solution must remain here on Earth. In deep vaults, in clever recycling, in the patient stewardship of technology, we continue to search for answers, driven by curiosity and caution. For now, our greatest responsibility is to manage what we've created, to shield future generations from the shadow of our power. The stars beckon, but some burdens must remain grounded, at least for now. Thanks for watching till the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment and hit the bell so you won't miss the next one. See you in the next video. Bye, and thanks for watching. Every like, share, and subscribe gives me more motivation to create better content for you.